BAI, Bond of Dedication. Splendid buildings shaping cities and towns from corner to corner. Multi-lane roads stretching across the country. Multiple developments in infrastructure. These vibrant features represent thumping growth in the construction industry of India. As the world witnesses, India has put a sheer emphasis on the multiplier construction activities. As a result, on one hand, the scenario has brought a paradigm shift in the life of the people within the country. On the other hand, India has been able to create a niche as a progressive economy in the global market. The present-day swell in the second largest economic activity started with a movement way back in 1941 when British India entered the Second World War and numerous military engineering tasks sprouted up. That was the time for yet another happening to take place in the Indian construction scenario. To match with the requirements, tenders in great numbers were awarded and huge bills started knocking the doors of government offices. Tricky situations in contract processing. In such circumstances came a perceptive advice from a visionary Englishman, Brigadier C.V.S. Jackson, the then Chief Engineer of Southern Command Pune, who suggested to the contractors working under his command to form a contractors association. He also offered a piece of land inside the premises of Southern Command headquarters in Pune, on which a structure was erected, and thus Western India Builders Association, the forerunner of Builders Association of India, was born in 1941. To let the gentleman remain alive in the memory of the people associated with the construction activities, the office was given the name Jackson Hut.
We are in Pune at Jackson Hut, the birthplace of Builders Association of India, the place where the first few steps towards the establishment of Builders Association of India were taken in 1941 at the behest of Brigadier C.V.S. Jackson, Engineer-in-Chief, Southern Command. Since then, Builders Association of India has grown in stature, and the Pune Centre still very much remains the heart of all activities. Let's take a look inside.
Following the initiatives of Western India Builders Association, two more associations came into being. These were Southern India Builders Association at Bangalore and Central Command Contractors Association at Agra. Later in 1944, all these three associations were merged into All India Federation of Builders Association. Further, with increased strength, the association attained new dimensions of achievements in the construction industries. The association also changed its name to Builders Association of India in the year 1950 to give it an All India character. Since then, the name has become a symbol of dedication to keep on creating new phenomena in the construction sector of India. In the same year, the association also shifted the head office operations from Jackson Hut, Pune to United India Building, Fort, Mumbai. The association conducted its works from this office for long years, but later, to meet the needs of growing strength, the association office was shifted to the present office premises at Commerce Centre, Tardeo, Mumbai in the year 1973. In March 1968, Builders Association of India joined the IFOPCA, an International Federation of Asian and Western Pacific Contractors Association. Here, contractors from Asia and Western Pacific meet to discuss ways and means to improve the living standards of people and discuss ways to uplift their economy through the construction industry. In the year 1976, BAI made its presence felt in another international arena of construction industry. Construction works triggered off in the Gulf region on a very high scale, but Indian builders were helpless in attaining the works there. On the suggestive matters of BAI, the government suggested to organize a separate council to look after overseas work. As a result, the Overseas Construction Council of India, OCCI, now renamed as Project Export Promotion Council of India or the PEPC, came into existence and started functioning at the premises offered by BAI in Mumbai. Delhi Being the hub of political and construction activities, in the 80s, the association initiated an office here for smoother liaison and effective interaction with the central government and its departments connected with construction industry. The Delhi office of BAI, situated at Ashirwad Complex, Green Park, New Delhi, along with Delhi Centre, is one of the leading places of activities for Builders Association of India. With membership strength of around 500, which comprises builders, construction contractors, architects, interior decorators, manufacturers and consultants, Delhi Centre of BAI has always been in the forefront for tackling important issues confronting the construction fraternity. On 11th January 1983, BAI moved steps further and the association was registered under Societies Registration Act and as charitable trust on 8th February 1984. As in every 5-year plan, construction work carried out under different ministries and departments consume up to 50% of national expenditure. The Planning Commission of India, at the request of the construction industry associations, therefore decided to set up the Construction Industry Development Council in 1996 to function as a nodal agency for the growth and development of the construction industry with modernization and professional approach. BAI being one of the founder members of CIDC, the then BAI president signed the application form for registration of CIDC as a registered society. The small sapling, sowed by the then contractors, stands stoutly today as a large tree with branches spreading all over the country. BAI, with more than 90 centers of the association and a membership strength of more than 30,000 construction entities spread all across the country, is better known as the only true spokesbody for this core industry of ever-growing Indian economy.
We have with us Dr. Brahmdutt, past President, Builders Association of India, Vice Chairman and MD, Somdutt Builders. So do you think that Builders Association of India has been proactive in solving the problems of construction industry till date?
Builders Association of India is a very large body, an association of contractors all over India, and they take up the causes of the industry. Industry at this moment, he is facing very enormous problems, which are the volatility of prices of cement and steel, which are the major components to go into the construction. The control on the prices of cement and steel, plus the other problems which the industry faces, which has about 29 labor laws and which makes them uncomfortable in taking up the construction projects. There are royalties, there are provident fund issues which the industry is taking up. On behalf of the industry, the BAI is very actively associated and finding out solutions to these problems in meeting the government agencies and other who are connected to this. I feel that BAI is doing a tremendous job in solving the problems of the industry, and I feel that the way the BAI is trying to take up these issues with the government, with the industry's problems, there is bound to be a solution available, and this solution should come forward.
What are the different government and international organizations where Builders Association of India holds its presence?
You see, BAI being a larger Indian association and represented by various construction companies of India, they are members of organizations, international organizations, like they are member of Construction Industry Development Council. They are members of the National Institute of the Construction Management and Research, NICMAR, that is Project Export Promotion Council, we are members. We are members of the International Federation of Asia and Western Pacific Contractors Association, and we are Confederation on International Contractors Association. We are members of International Road Federation, National Council for the Construction Education and Training. This is set up by BAI itself. So we are, besides this, there are many other organizations that we are members of. We are fully represented throughout the world.
Since with change of time, multiple changes are taking place in the construction industry. To let the industry people be aware with these developments, a monthly publication, Indian Builder, was started in the year 1953. Later, BAI decided to change the name of its monthly magazine to Indian Construction, a bulletin of Builders Association of India. From the day of the first issue to the latest edition, the magazine has proved to be an authoritative publication dealing with day-to-day problems of the construction industry. BAI has been fortunate to have 7 presidents at its helm in the past from the House of Walchand.
Past President, Builder Association of India, Mr. Ajit Gulabchand, CMD, Hindustan Construction Company Limited, to share his views on the emerging Indian construction industry in the present scenario. Welcome, sir. What changes do you think the industry has passed through from what it was in a centrally planned economy to that into a free economy, more so after the launch of the National Highway Development Program?
What it does for the construction industry. Construction industry did not get affected by the centrally planned economy in the manner that manufacturing industry got, because there was no licensing in construction industry. However, its ability to grow by getting the latest access to latest equipment, by having access to the latest methods of development, by having access to international markets, by having to work in international markets and get experience, all this was stifled as a result of that. And therefore, the industry continued to remain a little backward. In addition to that, since the country did not grow rich enough and the revenues were not big enough, the country also spent very little on infrastructure. And as a result, again, the industry did not gain because it could not grow to sizes that it really a country like India needs. What has changed is, with the market economy process, the revenue of India has grown, and therefore it is spending more in developing infrastructure so that we can continue to grow at a faster rate, and our poverty levels will drop on one side and prosperity levels will go on increasing. And as a result of that, you will find that the construction industry is a big beneficiary. For example, we were spending only 2% of GDP. I'm talking about the central government, spent only 2% of GDP on infrastructure. Of course, private investment and other things, when you add it, the figure goes up. But primarily, if you take one clear-cut figure, what the central government spent on infrastructure as a percentage of GDP, that in the last 2 years has grown to almost 4.3% of GDP. And with our GDP now growing almost between 8 to 10%, this is GDP will grow in the next 10 years by almost 60%. And government will be spending about 7 to 10% of GDP on infrastructure. And therefore, you're going to see a huge increase. What you are now seeing is an improvement over the past, but it is small in comparison to what's going to happen in the next decade. The next decade, you're going to spend almost 10% of the very fast double-digit growing, just the union government. So I think the next 5 years, 6 years is a preparatory stage for Indian construction industry to acquire size and acquire a certain scale that can deliver the infrastructure India needs in the next few years. And therefore, you created one of the world's biggest public-private partnership. And whatever anybody might say, how much it has slowed down today and whatever has happened, such a big program has never been launched in the history of the world. And India has proven that it can have a superb public-private partnership.
And sir, how do you think that the industry is coping up with the challenge of huge shortfalls in the requirement of qualified civil engineers, trained and skilled supervisors and other workforce.
The challenge for the industry is how are we going to scale? How are we going to automate? How are we going to build more quality into our construction service that we provide, into the facility that we build, so that this can be built a bit cheaper, at the same time provide superior quality, will be easier on the maintenance. And I think that is going to be the biggest challenge. So when some people ask me, how long is this boom going to last? Till India becomes fully rich and developed. This is going to last. That's why so many of us, including Ratan Tata and everybody, felt that we wish we were 10 years younger to see what is going to happen to this country. Not because anybody wants to live longer, but just because of the opening out, and look what it has done. And it has coped with the changes so far in the last decade. I think the industry is going to be very severely tested. And today, in my opinion, is very weak on these areas and is not paying adequate attention to the improvements that it needs to do to bring about productivity improvements. And therefore, it is going to face some trouble in the next 3 to 5 years before it really understands that quality, productivity, automation, professionalism is an absolute essential for their growth and survival.
In the present competitive world, where Indian builders and contractors have created a niche on the globe in technical skills, the need of construction manager, well conversant with business management, became equally important. For the same, NICMAR, National Institute of Construction Management and Research, was established as a society in September 1983. Here also, BAI played an important role in the establishment of this independent, non-government and non-profit making academic body, which commenced its work in 1987. NICMAR is recognized by the Government of India as a scientific and industrial research organization. During the initial phase, it started operating from the space provided by the leading light of the industry, namely Hindustan Construction Company Limited at Walchand Terraces, Tardeo, Mumbai. Today, NICMAR has its regular residential campuses at Pune, Hyderabad and Delhi.
We are here today at the NICMAR Pune campus and have the privilege to talk to the present Director General, Professor Dr. M.G. Korgaonkar.
Thank you very much. I am privileged to be with you.
Sir, we would like to know that how NICMAR as a pioneering institute of construction management came into existence.
NICMAR was set up in the year 1983, and I think by the very fact that it was set up as long ago as 83, I think it's a clear enough indication of the kind of pioneering thought process which has gone in the setting up of this institution. This institute primarily focuses on education, research, training, consultancy, networking and so on in the specific area of construction management. There are many pioneer leaders who are involved in setting up NICMAR, but I guess the name which must count the foremost amongst all those early pioneers, I think the foremost amongst all these must be Mr. Harshvardhan Shah, who continues to be the chairman of the Board of Trustees of NICMAR even to date. To us, he is the big pioneer of setting up of this institute. The institute setting up has been also facilitated a great deal by associations like Builder Association of India. And I think we are very, very grateful to this association, particularly because of a very strong, positive, supportive role that it has played in the development of NICMAR. When you have set up a very specialized institution, specifically directed towards meeting the needs of a particular industry, more than anything else, you need a very strong support from all those people who are connected very strongly with that industry, who genuinely are after the well-being of that industry and who would like to see that industry move forward in all ways, not just in terms of financials, sales and so on, but also in terms of capabilities that that industry has, in terms of level of professionalization. And to my mind, setting up of NICMAR, the kind of role that Builders Association of India has played in this is really phenomenal, significant.
So what do you think is the recognition and placement opportunities of a NICMARian?
Yeah, let me go back again to how this whole thing has evolved over a period of time. You see, even until about the year 2003, this institute used to admit a relatively modest student batch. I don't think we were more than 80 students. We were admitting about 80 students at that time. From that 80 number, we have now grown to a total intake of about 300. And this growth from 80 to 300 has come about in just about 2 or 3 years. So by all accounts, it must be counted as a very rapid growth, very phenomenal growth during a very short period of time. Another important statistic is we usually now have more job offers than there are students. Even at a batch size level of 300, we have, I think, very safe to say, we have more job offers than the number of students we have. I think this is another important thing. I think what it suggests, therefore, is that there is a very growing, galloping kind of a demand for graduates of this institute. I think in the world of construction, the kind of packages that are now offered for on-campus recruitment are simply unprecedented. We've never had situations of this type. It's all for the good, because what it does mean is the industry has started valuing professional inputs which graduates of this institution will bring. So these are three important trends that I can see very clearly. One is more job offers, then there are a number of students. Second is overseas recruitment, and third, a very sharply rising compensation curve.
Construction, an outcome of teamwork where collective efforts of engineers, site supervisors and workmen turn a raw into man-made marvel. To enhance the skills of human assets and to train the human mind involved therein, BAI played yet another significant role in starting National Academy of Construction (NAC) at Hyderabad in 1998. NAC conducts various courses for engineers, site supervisors, workman skill upgradation, etc. The contractors of Andhra Pradesh voluntarily agreed to deduction of 0.25% of the contract value for funding the activities of NAC, which is spread over 167 acres of prime land at Hyderabad. The president of BAI is a member of Board of Governors of NAC. The construction worker, though, forms the bottom rung in terms of human assets, still their work efficiency plays a major role in the economics involved in construction. Productivity of associated construction worker in India is very low compared to international standards. In a study conducted by MIT in the US, if we take the productive output of an American construction worker as 100, for Japan and Germany it hovers between 48 to 50, whereas for India it is only 8. It means even if we improve the workers' productivity by 10 to 20%, it will reduce project costs, as the project will be completed in a much shorter period. For the training of our existing construction manpower, BAI, in a path-breaking initiative, has started the National Council for Construction Education and Training Program, or the NCCET, in 2006. Here, workers not only get training and improve their productivity on the job, but also get a certificate, which helps them an assured employment and higher productive efficiency. To impart knowledge and make the people aware about the latest construction technologies available in the market, BAI organizes conventions once in 2 years, frequent seminars and exhibitions. These conventions provide a platform to the members of the association where they share their experiences and exchange the views for mutual benefits. Here, members also get a chance to put across their difficulties to the officers and government heads of various departments, as these distinguished people are also invited by the association for interaction and issuance of further guidelines. Till date, 22 All India Builder Conventions have been organized by BAI in the various centers of the association across the country. BAI also instituted the Lifetime Achievement Awards in 2005 for the persons who have made a mark in the construction sector. Dr. Somdutt, Chairman, Somdutt Builders Limited. Shri Jaiprakash Gaur, Chairman, Jaiprakash Associates Limited. Dr. E. Sridharan, Managing Director, Delhi Metro Rail Corporation. Shri A.V.S. Raju, CMD Nagarjun Constructions Limited, and Shri Madan Lal Goyal, Chairman, RDS Projects Limited, are the prominent names of construction sector who have been awarded with this award in these conventions. Now, with Built, Operate, Transfer, commonly known as BOT projects, and public-private partnership in the infrastructure, the construction companies have moved from just being building and road contractors to entrepreneurs who are investing and contributing in the nation's assets. For BAI, the past has been glorious, and in the future, the Builders Association of India, an apex body of the Indian construction industry, is all set to help the Indian construction sector excel in the global scenario.